Hello everyone, I'm so excited to welcome you to my channel. Today I would like to show you how you can strengthen and activate your affirmations with the help of NeuroGraphica. As you all know, affirmations are short statements that help to create thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes firm in your mind. How do they work? Well, the human brain consists of billions of neurons, cells that send and receive electrical signals from your brain. These neurons are interconnected with one another and form what's called a neural network. We are continuously adding and destroying these neural networks throughout our lives based on what our life is demonstrating and requiring of us. New neural networks are created when we experience something new. For example, when you learn how to play the guitar, you first start by strumming the chords, and new neural connections immediately begin to form in your brain. The more often we play and the more repetitions we do, the stronger these neural connections become. If we stop practicing guitar, these neural connections will gradually weaken and over time can completely disintegrate. Any habits, stereotypes, and beliefs are formed in the same way. So if one belief is replaced by another, then the old neural connection is replaced by a new one. This ability is called neuroplasticity. This is the basis of the effectiveness of affirmations. If you repeat a phrase often enough, continuously affirm it to yourself, a new neural connection will form over time. The key point here is the number of repetitions and the strength of the associated emotions. The more we repeat our affirmations and the more we feel what we repeat, the faster the affirmation is recorded in the subconscious mind. NeuroGraphica helps us quickly and effectively imprint the necessary affirmations into our neural circuitry. There is no magic here. NeuroGraphica utilizes neuroplasticity and the work of mirror neurons. All drawings in NeuroGraphica are made according to specific algorithms that are designed to rewrite our neurocircuitry and imprint our new beliefs directly into our subconscious mind with surprising speed and efficacy. So today, I want to show you how it's done. If you want to know more about NeuroGraphica and this truly amazing method of working with your subconscious mind that has completely changed my life and the lives of millions of people around the world, then make sure to follow my Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this information with your family and friends. Okay, so by now you should have watched two short but important videos on the neurographic line and what it is, and the concept of rounding and its importance in NeuroGraphica. So with those 2 points in mind, we can begin our drawing. We're going to start off by placing a circle in the center of our page. This circle is going to represent us. Give yourself a couple of seconds and feel yourself. When you're ready, with the help of a neurographic line, put down a circle that will represent you. Look at this little vessel and feel yourself. You can run your hand over the circle. You can help yourself by breathing. Inhale and exhale. And when we're ready, we can start launching our affirmations in and through our circle. You can either use my affirmations or you can use your own. No matter what happens around me, I always approach life with ease and positivity. Living here and now is a priceless gift, and I live through every moment of my life with a heart full of gratitude. Everything in my life is happening for me, not to me. I'm capable of achieving great things. I radiate good energy into the world and I attract positive things into my life. I release anything and everything that no longer serves me. I happily let it go with absolute love and gratitude. I am open to receiving love and kindness. I am loved and appreciated by those around me. I am the architect of my own life, and I'm surrounded by abundance and prosperity. Beautiful. I'm happy with my 7 affirmations, but if you feel like adding more, you can put the video on pause and do that now. And I feel how these affirmations have filled up my bubble, have filled up my circle and my vessel. And now I want to see this circle grow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a much bigger circle that still represents me. I have allowed these affirmations to fill my heart, to fill my soul, and prepare me for my day. If you want, you can number your affirmations or even write them down on top of your drawing. But you don't have to do this. Your subconscious mind remembers and knows where each affirmation is. And then I'm going to start rounding off all intersections, all little corners, every single area where lines have crossed or met. And as I round off each little intersection, I work through my inner conflict. I work through any conflicting thoughts or beliefs that I might have. By doing this, I activate and upload each affirmation into my life. We harmonize our inner state with the help of this rounding technique, because anything round, a circle, is the most harmonious shape out of all shapes in NeuroGraphica. It carries no conflict, it carries no danger, it is safe and very balanced. The beauty of this algorithm is that you can target specific areas. So you can pick an area of life where you feel like you're struggling, and you can find the right affirmations and wire them in. There is an abundance of affirmations online, so if you're struggling with picking the right affirmations, Google them. You could even separate them into days. So you could pick a number of affirmations that revolve around finance and work on them today, and then you can find affirmations that have to do with inner love or inner power, for example, and work on them tomorrow. So you could choose a different area every single day. And the other great thing about this algorithm is that it doesn't interfere with our NeuroGraphica drawings where we set a topic. So there's a rule in NeuroGraphica that we only work with one topic per day. With this algorithm, we don't set a topic and we don't complete the 2-minute word exercise. So you can use this on the same days when you work with a particular topic. I strongly recommend completing this practice on a daily basis, and it doesn't have to be a large piece of paper. It can be any size and any format. So if you're worried about how long this is going to take you, like you might not have enough time in the morning, just find the smaller piece of paper and use that instead. Remember what I explained before. The more repetitions we do, the stronger our neural connections will become. And if we stop practicing, our neural connections gradually weaken. Over time, they can completely disintegrate. As you are rounding off all intersections and all corners, focus on how you're feeling. Try to imagine yourself where you want to be. Live through these emotions. Live through these beautiful moments. Allow yourself to feel them. This is not a meditation practice, but rather a practice of mindfulness designed to develop your awareness. As we are rounding everything off, I'd like to answer a popular question that people have. What do I do if my lines don't cross that often? Guys, in NeuroGraphica, our lines are meant to cross. The point here is to have these lines cross. Each line has its own meaning and its own significance. They're meant to cross and create intersections. We then remove the conflict and harmonize our state of mind. So yes, you might be met with a little bit of resistance, but you need to guide yourself and have them cross and meet throughout the drawing. And now I'm just going to give you some time to focus on your drawing and round everything off. All right, so now you can see that I'm completing off my rounding process and I am getting ready to move to the next step. If you are still rounding everything off, then feel free to pause the video and come back to it when you're ready. Just make sure that everything is rounded off. So the next step of our algorithm is where we turn to the universe for support. We turn to the world that is all around us and we ask it to fill us with all the things that we need. So when we launched our affirmations, we started at the bottom of the page. We took this line in to the circle, out through the circle, and to the top of the page. With this next step, we also use a neurographic line, but this neurographic line is going to lead us into the center of our circle, into the center of our internal world. In my case, this first line is going to represent support. So I'm turning to the universe and I'm asking it for support. And I round off all the new intersections that have been created straight away. I don't want to leave that for later on. Consciously lead these lines from the outside into your circle. So now is a great time to decide on what you would like to ask of this world, of this universe. It could be luck, it could be motivation, it could be patience or inspiration, it could be a nice surprise that you received today. Decide on those things and with the help of a neurographic line, lead them into your circle. This next line is going to be a line of motivation for me. It looks like it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day today, and I would love to go to the beach and relax, but I do realize that I have a lot of work to do. So I'm going to ask the universe to support me with some motivation today. The next two lines that I'm going to lead from the outside into my circle are going to be the lines of peace and quiet. I know it sounds funny, but I have so much recording to do today and I really need some quiet time. Spend the next couple of minutes adding those new lines and rounding everything off. All right, I have finished adding all the necessary support from the universe, and now I'm ready to move on to the next step. And I'm going to sit with my drawing for just a few seconds. I'm going to run my hands over it, go over my chosen affirmations for today, and analyze how I'm feeling. And I wish I could ask you how you are feeling, but I'm feeling so inspired. I'm feeling so motivated, ready to conquer the day. And now we're going to move on to the next step and we're going to start coloring in our drawing. You can use highlighters if that's what you chose. I'm going to use colored pencils because that's what I feel like today. But in NeuroGraphica, we use highlighters, pencils, or markers. We don't use paint, we don't use crayons or pastels, simply because fine motor skills are very important in this process. That's why we choose pencils or highlighters. The more strokes that we can add, the better. So the one thing that everyone always asks is, how do I choose my colors? You can choose your colors with the help of your intuition. You can choose the colors that you like. You can choose the colors that you dislike. You can close your eyes and choose your colors that way. You can even just ask yourself, what do I want this particular part of my drawing to look like? What color do I want to see here? Is it red? Okay, fine, let it be red. Now, this coloring step has very deep meaning and great importance in NeuroGraphica. Now, obviously, I don't talk about the theory of this in this video, and it doesn't make it any less important or any less effective. But the one thing that you do need to understand here today is that if one little cell, as I'm coloring in now, is in one color, then at least one more cell needs to be in that same color. So we don't color in mosaic style where we have blue here, red there, yellow here, green there, but we're trying to create one whole neural network. The point here is to bring everything together, not separate it. So use multiple colors, use as many colors as you'd like, but just make sure that one little section is not on its own. Two or more sections need to be in one color, the same color. And for those of you that are wondering, yes, white is also a color. So we can leave white in our drawings as well. Again, the same rule applies here. If one little section is in white, if one little cell is in white, then make sure that at least one other cell is also in white. If at some stage you notice that you have left one cell in one single color by accident, then you don't need to freak out, you don't need to panic. All you need to do is grab the marker that you were drawing with before and run a line through that cell to turn it into two cells. That's all you need to do. Just round off any new intersections or corners that it creates. I share all the theory and the importance of coloring in my NeuroColor course. So if you would like to understand and learn how you can use different colors to activate different processes in your life, if you would like to know how you can use color to get to your goals and dreams, then you can purchase my NeuroColor course and learn all about that there. So I'm adding a different color to each different affirmation. I started with the affirmation on the left, and I know that it has crossed paths with a different affirmation, but I just want to see that flow of color go throughout my drawing. So pick your desired colors and start coloring in your drawing just like me. And yes, you can go for the browns and the grays and even the blacks. There are no limitations here. You can pick any color that you like. A quick reminder, guys, don't fall into a meditation state. Stay aware and focus on what you're feeling and what you're thinking. And now I can show you what I meant before, because I have just noticed that I have left one little sector in just one color, and that's in white. So if you have a look in the top right corner of my drawing, you can see a white section that's been left in between the yellow and in between the green. So I'm just going to grab my black marker and I'm going to take it and separate this section into two. So it's literally as easy as that. I separated one white section into two, and I have to round everything off, of course. Guys, remember that it's impossible to make a mistake when it comes to coloring. It can always be fixed. You can always run a marker through a particular cell and divide it. You can always come back to your drawing later on after you have finished it. You can come back to it in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. You can always add something. You can always change something, fix anything that needs fixing. We actually do have a rule in NeuroGraphica that says the more lines we have in our drawings, the better, the faster results that we can expect. So if anything, keep adding those lines. And I think I'll give us another maybe 10 minutes to finish off the coloring, and then we can move on to the next step where we're going to be adding field lines. Alright, so hopefully by now you have had time to finish off your coloring and you're ready to move on to the next step together with me. And before we do that, let's have a look at our drawings and let's see how we feel. How are your emotions right now? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Most people start feeling and noticing positive changes in themselves during this step. I love how vibrant and bright my affirmations are looking today. And now we need to add some field lines to our drawings. Now the field lines are meant to stand out. They're going to be much thicker lines. So when you look at your drawing, field lines should attract more attention than the rest of the drawing. Now I won't dive into the theory of what they represent today, but basically they carry very powerful energy. So we're boosting our intention and launching it into the universe. Now you're probably wondering, how many of these lines do you need in your drawing? I always say that you need a minimum of 2 and no more than 6. A field line can be an existing line that you already have in your drawing, or you could put down a new line. Field lines can cross paths and intersect as well, they just can't crisscross at a 90-degree angle. It is very common for people to experience a rush of energy as they're completing this step. As you can see, I have started putting down my field lines, so when you're ready, you can follow my lead and do this as well. Make sure to use a NeuroGraphic line here too. A NeuroGraphic line is a line that takes us to where we don't expect to see it and doesn't repeat itself at any given moment. Alright, now that I'm done with my field lines, I need to round all the intersections off. So the point here we need to always remember is to integrate it into one neural network. So yes, these field lines are thicker than the rest, but they still need to be a part of our drawing. We need to round off every little corner and every little intersection that they have created. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to round everything off, and then we're going to move on to the last step of our drawing process today. Amazing. So hopefully by now you've had enough time to round everything off. We're now coming up to the last step of our drawing process. We're going to take the big circle that we have and we're going to thicken it. By doing this, we lock in the result. We fix in the work that we have completed today. This circle needs to be as thick as the field lines, if not thicker. It needs to be the very first thing that you notice when you look at your drawing. By doing this, we send a signal to our brain and show where the focus needs to be. We lock in the work that we have completed. By doing this, we also make a statement. So as you're thickening your circle, you can actually speak these words. It is done. This is an important and a powerful statement to make. All the work that you have completed, every affirmation that you chose today, every affirmation that you built into your neural network, every inner conflict that you worked through, it is now done. It is a part of your reality. After you have thickened your circle, make sure to go around from the outside and the inside and round everything off. We need to integrate this new thickened circle into our drawing as well. Alright, so after you have completed your rounding process, you can give yourself another couple of minutes to focus on the smaller details of your drawing. This is the perfect time to fix anything that needs fixing. It's a good time to go over your drawing in general and have a look if anything needs rounding off. This is also a great time to add any extra little details that you want to see. Maybe you want to make a particular color a little bit brighter, or maybe you feel like you're lacking some neurographic lines and you want to add some of them as well. This is the time to do it. So you can see here that I'm adding a couple of small neurographic lines here and there. I just feel like some parts of my drawing are a little bit empty and I want to see some new lines there as well. I'm making sure to give a meaning to each new line here too. It might be an affirmation, or it might be a state that I am after. It might be an emotion that I would like to feel. As you are adding those last finishing touches, I want you to focus on what you are doing here today. Today you are working with your affirmations, so think of them, speak them out loud again if you would like, feel them and live through them. Start adjusting to a new reality where all the things that you built into your new neural network are now a part of your life. After your drawing has been completed, that is when the real work begins. That is when your brain starts to activate the new program that you have uploaded. So this is the perfect time to start being aware of what is happening around you. You will start to notice how everything will begin to align. And with that, our Affirmations Masterclass comes to an end. Thank you guys for joining me here today. I'm so grateful to be able to share my knowledge with you. And I believe that if done correctly, if you follow the steps, then this practice is going to bring something absolutely amazing into your life. If you enjoyed following along and completing this practice today, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and share this information with your family and friends.